All right, hello everybody, and welcome to today's Devstream. Let's cue up the music. We have our character of the day, Rom Silverman, and turn out the excuse on the music track and then listen to the actual music. uh, let's get down into it. So, first thing I want to try is this is the current version of the card. It's kind of mucked up with a bunch of stuff on top of it right now with the numbers and everything. But we can turn those off real quick. Let's see here. There we go. Now it's less mocked up. I mean, like still a little bit. There we go. That's what it looks like now, assuming that that card has a lot of points. Ah, nice El Cordo. But a lot of people have commented, like I've showed them this, and they're like, "Wow, that looks amazing." And then I'm like, "Yeah, well, we started from well, not technically started, but we started from around here." And some people have said a lot of people have said they like this version better. It's like, yeah, I mean, it's empty. I mean, we still have to have all this information on here, so we can't get rid of that. So, or rather over here. So, what I want to try to do is take some steps back towards it. But these steps back I want to take are specific because originally, as you can see, the character came all the way down to the bottom. You could see through this bottom pane and all that, but you can't anymore. And the reason for that is because we had issues reading this font. And it wasn't this version of the font, but it was an earlier version where it did not look as good as this one. But now that I've got this fixed, I'm thinking maybe we can go back and put the transparent back in here that we had taken out before to make this readable and bring the character down, and maybe, just maybe, the text will be readable now. Now that we've got the font better. Of course, we won't bring it all the way down to the bottom like this one did. We'll just bring it probably down to this point here. So let's give it a try and see what works out for me. One thing I do want to check is this broke? No, it just looks like it's broke. Okay. So, since this is all one layer and I can't really pull from that, I'm going to pull from this one here. So, this is our transparent layer. So what I need is, well, actually what I need to do first is I want to check this color. Okay, that is not the right layer. Is this the right layer? Looks like it. Let's see here. What color can we make this that will definitely not get confused with anything else? That is not the layer. What node? Okay, that's it. Okay, so now we come in here and actually I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to come over and grab this color here, this transparent, and I'm going to throw it right there. Right, and then we'll hide that layer. And did that. I didn't get rid of our circuit. It almost looks like it did though. Question is did I screw something up? Because I don't remember her being this far out. I want to undo all this and get back to... She was always like that? Son of a bitch. Okay. Now that we have that, what we need to do is first come over and grab the background. Let's see here. Okay, open with paint.net. Okay. Then we'll grab that copy, and then we'll get rid of that layer. Come down to this layer, and we'll paste in here, keeping the canvas size. It's way too big. Okay. Let's try to size this up decently so that it looks like a decent match for the character. Maybe about there-ish. Make it a little bit bigger, maybe. Maybe there. Bring it over a little bit. Centered about there. Okay. Yeah. You're wrong. Oh, look. Trey here's almost the right size here. So I guess we'll go back to using Troy here. Actually, you know what? For more A to B comparison, I think I want to use the same girl. So that when I do A/B testing on this, people are like, not like, oh, I like the other character better. I'm not trying to get feedback on the character. Yeah. Because sometimes feedback goes that way. Does she have a background behind her? I hope not. Oh, great, she does. Alright, time to quickly try to roughly remove this background. It doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be good enough. But this isn't final art anyway. Final art's in a file that I can't open. Okay. Let's drop it down like that. And get rid of our character of today and get rid of that. Let's see here. Let's put a new layer here. How tall should she be? I don't think she should probably come up this high on the card. If we're being real. I don't know, maybe about this. About this height, maybe. Yeah, that feels about right. So then now if I measure her from here down to here, that's 331. So if I come in here, resize, super sampling, height, what did I say, 331? I think so. So let's copy that. And we'll put in another layer here. Very in it. I feel like she's not tall enough. Actually, I just redo that and then we'll undo later. Okay. Part of the issue, or a lot of the issue, I think, is this blank space I had up here. And then we'll resize to, let's just go 339. And then we'll delete her, I'll paste her, and about like that. I don't know, it doesn't feel like she's big enough. I think she needs to be even bigger. This is 339. Let's make her 360. No scope. Okay. This is feeling better already. Okay. Improve that one just a little bit. And then I need to trim this background. Let's see here. I come up to my glow bars and then I select Okay, so background, delete, and then I come up here to circle bars again. Here, like that. Delete, circle bars again. Yeah. So what are you thinking about this? I think that font is pretty readable. Let me open up the last one so we can have not a side-by-side, but a close to side-by-side comparison. So, make it in kind of position the same. Let me turn off the font, the numbers on this one. Not. There we go. Oh, there's pretty close. Alright. So what do you think? Here between these. I feel like it's better and worse at the same time. I feel myself missing that white. What I'm wondering is if I come up here to this, and if I try to gain back the white up here, that is not the right layer. What do you think about this right here? The white at the top. Does that make it better, worse? Sort of feels like a mismatch now. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, exporting stuff is a lot of work. Go there. Um, did you push that button by yourself, or did you have to get help? And converted to thumbnails. Doesn't Windows do that automatically? I don't think my background is centered. It actually, I think it might be centered, and it's just the character not being centered that makes the background not look centered. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Hey, Anton. So, Anton, I messed it up there again. So we have our old, our well, we have our current-ish version of setting the mock up. I think we did the initial thing, and then I got a bunch of feedback that we're going to have to go back and address. But I got the enough mocked up to get the feedback, and maybe we might be tackling that again after this. But this is the current-ish version of the card, besides what I've done today in the stream. But a lot of people said the old version of the card looks better. And, you know, it doesn't have any information on it. It's definitely a lot cleaner because it doesn't have any information on it, but none of that work, you know, we have to have the information on there. So, I took an older version of the card, this one right here, and then I went back into this one and came up with this. You know something I just realized? This one has white out here, and then it's just transparent in here. So what if I do that on this one here too? I need to find the layer where my glow bars are. Here. Like that. And then come to this one and go like that. Oh yeah, I think that works way better right there. What do you think, Anton? Do you like this new version of the hardback over this one? This is the last one. This is the one I made today. The one I made today. So the difference is basically the character becomes bigger and it comes all the way down to the bottom here. And then this bottom area becomes transparent. Let's see, difference. And the background comes all the way down to the bottom as well. And of course, I did a more zoomed in version of the. You like this version, the one I did today? Alright, gotcha. Well, we're going to go ahead and save this. 79 and move on to the next thing. Which I don't know what's going to be. So, let's move this over here. So we can work on the studio name logo, stuff like this. We can work on the card back logo, which would just be this name here. Don't really have any solid. Or we could work on the option menu. which would be this. We could work on a couple things on the deck builder, adding a clear all button and making this execute actually click. And I don't know how I would do that at the moment. Those are our options. Anybody in chat have a preference? Work on the logo. Alright. So, logo. Let me open up the old logo. I wanted to open up in Paint. There we go. Not 100% no. It's close. It's close enough that I'm going to work on a logo for it to kind of see what chat thinks and, you know, see if we're actually going to go with this. I'm not going to fully detail it or anything, but I do want to get kind of a rough out version, because I think if people see what I'm talking about, people will be like, oh, okay, kind of thing. We can get behind that now, you know, that name now, you know what I mean? Because I feel like some people are having problems with the name because they just can't see it, you know. So we're going to make this so they can see it, essentially. So we need to make this font way bigger. If I hold shift and stretch this out, this is going to look horrible, isn't it? Yep. But it could get us a rough idea of the size we need. So this is 4,600, roughly 660, 650 in height. So let's go resize. We'll go nearest neighbor, and we'll go, let's go 10, 610, 615. Let's go 615 for the best quality here. So what we're going to do is grab these letters and paste them in here. Of Neon Nexus. I would be happy if we can get the name settled so we don't have to deal with it anymore. At least not until I have to deal with the red tape of it. A lot of people have been like, you know, if you have neon in your name, it means all your games have to have neon in it, right? Like, I don't think so. Actually, I need another N. Nexus. I need another E for Nexus 2. Let me just copy this one. A copy of a copy. Does that make that an inferior copy? Let's grab an X. Throw that in here. Need a U. Now then, I will need to, unpixelize these letters, of course. But I'm not going to do that today, because I would rather get feedback before I did that. Okay. So, if we roughly center that. Also, these letters are not even. And then we center that, roughly. Now then, if we do a portal like this, or sort of around it, should we do one like that for replace O? Should we do like this? I kind of like the idea of something like this, but I like the idea of more stylized like this. So what if I grab this, copy that, and we'll paste it on here like this for reference. We'll put that up there in the corner so we can see it easily. So the way I can make my own version of this is, let's see here, get our own layer. Let's grab black and color for now anyway. Actually, so that this is easily to be seen, because I'm sensing some visual problems, let's go with green for now. So we'll grab a brush, and I think I want this to be a pretty thick one. I want this to be thick. Let's just lay this out. Not that thick. Nowhere near that thick. That seems about rightish. Let's change it to a circle. I think it needs to be thicker than that. So, let's see here. I don't want it going all the way down to the bottom, that's for sure. Is there somebody named that on Twitch or YouTube or something? this might be a smidge too big. I don't want to be 25, and I don't want to be 27. I have to be even. Come on. There we go. 924 by 924. Close enough. But I don't think it's thick enough. And it added to the outside, which is what I didn't want it to do. Yeah. Okay, let's downsize it to like 900. There we go. How's that feeling size-wise? Do you think it takes up too much? Do you think it takes up too much of the room behind it? I mean, it's going to be behind it. Let's actually sort of look at it behind it. Do you think it takes up too much room behind it? Or do you think that's about the right amount of room to take up behind it? What does chat think? I'm just talking about like sizing wise. I think it's about right, because it is encompassing like every letter in some way without going overly above or below it, kind of thing. Of course, the text is not centered correctly, so the text would actually be down a little bit, about there-ish kind of thing. I think this might work. Okay, let's move it back to the top. Let's see here. Now, how do I do this? Without utterly screwing it up. Well, one way is to do another layer so that when I horribly screw it up, there needs to be symmetry in here. Yeah. That's going to be fixed when I get everything positioned right. Because nothing, the text doesn't even line up with the text. You look here, I just throw the letters in. So nothing's calibrated. I'm just trying to get things roughed at the moment. We can just go ahead and even that out though and get that looking better. Looks like most of that stuff's more even, except for this end here. Okay, if we move this N and O up a little bit, make this more right. They're all even that direction and not even spacing. Let's see here. Let's see about getting this one even on the up to down. Okay. S and N's at the same place. But this other stuff is not. Let's take all of this and move this down by 1. I believe that should get the U where it needs to go. Vertically, anyway. Let's see here. We'll come over here. And let's see how that ends up. Okay, X needs to go up by, I think, 1. I think the light needs to still go up by 1. Yeah, it's still in there. Okay, they're all even that way. Now then, when I space this out in here, there's 2 pixels, I think. Yeah. That's not what I want. Let's just come over here. Yeah, there's 2 pixels in between. So what would be the equivalent of that over here? So this would be our correct spacing. Let's copy this. Just paste this in right here, and we'll make this yellow so it's easy to see. Maybe it's not going to be easy to see. Let's make it red. And then we'll space things out based off of that. Side to side. Grab our spacer. Put that over here. It's going to be a pain in the butt. There we go. Over here. Now we're going to grab this. Paste it in here. I had it going, I had it right there. Now let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Right there. The neon should be spaced properly now. Now I need to get Nexus spaced properly. Afterboard singer. A long time ago when I was in high school, I was a singer for a band. We never did anything, but I was a singer. Funny stuff there. Okay, let's see. Oh, it's much easier to do that way. I should have been doing it that way to begin with. Not too much easier to get selected. Just selected from the other side. Okay. This over here. It was more of a 10 band if anything. Okay. That's 58. No, that's 30. Yeah, that's 30. So, if I were to come up here and create a 30 by 30 block, that should get me where I need to be. Because I believe I also had 2 spaces, 2 pixels between the 2 lines. Let's verify. Yep. So, this should be our space between the 2. So, this can move down like that. And then we can select all. Let's make sure that's in the right. No, it's not. It's 1, 2, 5. What about that? Is that in the right spot? 1 too high again. Okay, let's just move this up. one pixel from it where it needs to be. We'll just do it there. So this is now 30. So that's now positioned right. Now we need to have neon centered to nexus, because you can clearly see that it's not, you know, there's almost a whole letter here. There's only like 3/4 of a letter here. Although that may be centered, I don't know. Technically. We're going to make sure that it's centered though. This is 148. And then this is 137. So that's what, 11 difference? Meaning we're not going to be able to perfectly center it. Okay, if I think about it, this was a bigger number. It needs to move over this way by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. It should be basically even, one off from being perfectly even. See, that's 242, I think. Yeah, 242. So this should be 243, I think it is. Yep, 143 rather. Let's make sure that I did not imagine that to be 243. Okay, that's one. Okay. So now that's all spaced correctly. So now we need to space the circle behind it. But I'm just going to get a rough thing for right now. Rough spacing. Probably about right in there. So the circle's still not spaced right, but it should overall look better spaced. So then, what now? On this layer. Is there anything on that layer? Oh, yeah, that's a layer I just made to not mess up things. Okay. So I guess the best thing to do now would be measure center point. Actually, I do need to line up that circle now. Now that I think about it. Let's go make it doing my next step of measuring for symmetry far better, far easier and accurate. So that's 84 on the inside too. and that's 66. So what I'm going to do is move the name down. 84 and 66. That's what? 84 and 66. That's 18 difference. So 9 down should put us center. Let's verify. That is 75. And that is 75. Okay. So that is now centered with each other, not with the blank space behind it. So now what I want to do is make sure that's actually, it might be easiest if I do it this way. If I measure from the outermost of this circle to the outermost of this, that is 38. And then we measure from here to here, and that's 37. So ironically, that was pretty much perfectly centered, but whenever I have a thing that's uneven like that, I always like biasing towards the reader. Like that. Okay, now those two are perfectly centered with each other. So all of this is centered with each other. The screen is not centered, but the screen is going to get cropped off. But all of this is centered. Okay, now that I have that, now it's time to get some measurements in here for this circle. And what we'll do is I'll come out here. No, I need the line tool, please. And not on that thick. I want it one single pixel so I can measure stuff. There we go. Okay. All the way down. Like that. Let's make this name transparent. I can verify that this line is right. Yep, it is. Even by 1 pixel will screw up everything. I feel like something's off here. Yep, looks like I was right. Got corrected correctly. Okay, we don't need that. We do need to find a center point here, though. What would be our center pixel? 36, so there's just going to be 2 center pixels. At, see here, 36 divided by 2, that's 15, 18. So if we go out to 18, and then we put a pixel in right there, and then we would throw a pixel in right there, that should be our center point. Those 2 pixels. So that's 17, and this is also 17. Okay. Let's continue these center points out. There we go. And we'll continue them down. And I know I messed that up. $16. Yeah, that is not right. So where did it mess up at? Right there. Okay. That should be right now. Did I just see another mess up in there? Yep. Oh. Okay, let's verify on this side that everything is good. That's 17. I'm not 17. Okay. That determines that. Now we need to do the same thing horizontally. So we'll do like that. And like that. Oop. Here. Just like that. Is this also like... Okay, that is 36. That's good. So if I come across here to 18, so this should be 17, and this should be 17. Yep. So if I grab this now, and I pull that out, and I pull this back, and then I just grab this, I'll just figured out an issue. We'll make a workaround for it. And that issue is right here where these intersect. And copy paste to there, and then we'll run that across like that. Copy paste. Paste. And then we'll go across like that. here, and we'll delete that. And we'll delete that. So now we have our center points worked out. It's funny that these look like yellow lines, even though they're red. Zoomed out this far. And I just realized we're past time on the stream. So I think I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. And but I'm going to probably work on this a bit more offline and or off stream rather, and get my more measurements down, because I need to do let me do a new layer, and let me make a thick red line so you guys can see easy. I need to do a measurement across this way. I need to do a measurement across this way at a minimum. I will probably need to split each one of these and go across here, across here, across here, and across here. And I may need to even go farther than that. I don't know, but I'm going to try to get these measurements done off stream. And because I know that's not the most entertaining thing to watch. And we'll, you know, see where we get to next stream. Anyway, thank you all for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Until then, I'm out.